When the mic is away, the Tandy will play, not from a water park, but from a trailer.
Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone when they're coming in hot. They got a lake so scan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
I feel like people are freaking out enough. Why am I literally losing my mind? What is happening?
See that thing's not so long, right? Just kidding with you guys. How is everybody doing? We got Devilar, we got Martins, we got We the People, we got Joker Rock, we got Michael Zakarian, we got Packed Fenny, Mila Goes to College, we got a Deep Threat, we got My Mouse is Not Working Very Well, we got Jump Shoot, we got Brent, we got Damon. I'm not as fast at this as Mike is. We got To the House. We got Eagle Putt. We got Top Shot Common Man. We got Damon. We got Rowdy Rod, Snoopaloo, Boudvane, actually. I looked it up. Stachunksta, Ghostface Drilla, Roy, Blaze. Did I say Blaze already? I don't know. Daniel, DJ Local, Jericho, Veronica, Jaron, Courtside, Anthony, Dr. Dunks, my buddy over there, Regulator, Jordan, Joseph, Grote, Ryan, Yogi, Roy. All right. How's everybody doing? Good morning. It's Monday. Mike is somewhere in the Maine wilderness, eating berries, drinking coffee, just relaxing, thinking to himself, I don't have to be up every day to talk about Top Shot and other Dapper Labs offerings. I can just enjoy my life. What is this sensation? I haven't felt this way in months, more than a year. Will I ever go back? I don't know. I'm clearly having some thoughts right now. That's just my guess. I don't know how Mike is actually feeling right now, but yeah, good day to all of you. I am not in a torture chamber. I'm not in Portugal. I am upstate New York, kind of Carmel. I think that's technically upstate. I'm in a trailer because my friend's house, or the friends of my wife's house, is very small, and they have a trailer. They like to go drive around, take their kids to places. So that is where I am. And the Wi-Fi here is better than Mike's in a trailer. Amazing. So what are we going to talk about? Well, first, why don't we start? We'll have some coffee. It is the morning. People on the stream apparently like coffee. Let's get a little slurp action. You like that? A little mukbang action for you on the coffee, a little ASMR. So what should we talk about? Well, we know that Dez Bryant made a tweet, and if there's one thing Mike likes to talk about, it's Dez Bryant making tweets. So let's share that and let's talk about it. And maybe it's something interesting, maybe it's not. But Dez Bryant, as you know, the other day was calling out Roham, calling out Gary V, calling out basically anyone who has an NFT product that's successful for something like that, right? And now Dez Bryant says, the journey I'm on has its ups and downs, but I prefer to build out the vision organically, none of that GMO building, instead of taking the easy route. I'm excited about this journey for the athlete, by the athlete. And our buddy Tony V was in the chat, was in the comments. Let's effing go, Dez. Anything you need, I got you. Let's build. I'm surprised Tony V wasn't talking more about his months of building with massive brands behind the scenes. We're talking Cognac, Toyota, Mitsubishi. You get the joke, I hope. But yeah, what's he going to do? He's obviously going to release a product for the athlete by the athlete. And yeah, it's not like any of those athlete NFTs have been complete rugs, have they? Yes, they have. They have almost all been complete rugs because athletes don't really know how to put out an NFT project and support it over the long term because they're too busy doing things like, practicing day and night to be the best at their craft. Okay, now I got to beg, but Dez, seriously, Dez, come on the show. Please, Dez, we need you here. Dez, let's just let's send something right now. Dez, we are live on the show talking about athlete NFTs and how they're totally not rugs. Please come join the show on Team Hold, normally hosted by Mike Zakarian. But today, in a turn of events, hosted by the Tandyman. That's what we're going to write. We're going to just kind of cross our fingers for the rest of the stream and just check on those DMs. And that DM should be coming in anytime soon. So yeah, so that's what we got. We got that. And let's see, what else do we have going on? Well, we have some other things going on. I don't know about you guys, but have you guys been checking out all these highlights from the summer? All those leagues, by the way, I don't even know what these leagues are half the time. I know there's the Drew League, which is already confusing me, right? The Drew League, like who's Drew exactly? Is that like Drew Gooden? Did he make a basketball league and now people watch it? Cavs superstar Drew Gooden? Or does Drew stand for something else? Am I like saying something terrible? I'm going to get canceled now. But yeah, I'm going to be checking for that Dez DM. Uncle Drew, as in like Kyrie Irving? Is that what this is? It's a Kyrie Irving league? Is that what this is? Drew Bledsoe, that makes sense. It's a Drew Bledsoe league. Shout out to Drew Bledsoe. Drew P. Wiener. Got it. All right, now it's starting to make a lot. Now it's starting to coagulate, starting to come together, starting to make a whole lot more sense. Jamal Crawford's got one. I think Isaiah Thomas has got one. Who else has got one? We got probably like 15 leagues on YouTube, and all of a sudden you see these players, and something crazy happens, and everyone just completely overreacts. But there was something that happened, I think the other day, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, and it features Mike's favorite player. So let's share that. It features DeJounte Murray. And we are going to show that clip. We'll do it without sound so that this video doesn't get demonetized. But DeJounte Murray was playing against Paulo Bronchero, or whatever his name is, and he did this to him. Gets the ball, puts it, fakes the hell out of him, and then dunks it off the backboard, and then gets and chirps in his face. And he posted something also on Twitter, and it was like a DM. No, it wasn't a DM. Sorry, it was an Instagram story, and now I'm trying to find it. All right, I found it. Here we go. Let's share that. The people need to see the important information this morning. This beautiful, hot Monday morning. We need to see what's going down in the DMs. Jump shoot. Is that an offensive foul? I don't know. It's the Drew Barrymore League. Do they call fouls in the Drew Barrymore League? Blaze is telling us that the Drew Barrymore League is just another pro-am for ordinary guys, a chance to be seen for the league. But pros have been dipping their feet in to stay active, and it's gained popularity. Yeah, I love it, actually. I think it's very cool. It's very cool that people get a chance to see like LeBron James play in a gymnasium. It is super cool. Courtside, so he's saying that Paolo's going to get the last laugh in the first matchup against the Hawks. I'm not. Well, maybe the Magic will probably lose that game. But this is the DM. You tried to flex that #1 pick shit on me when I've been rooting for you when you was a kid asking to rebound for me, Paolo 5. Don't get on this internet saying nothing. You changed from the humble kid you always was. And I stand on real shit, boy. And you know you made it and changed, and I lost all respect. But then he does a little 180 at the bottom there. He says, stay humble. This life you in now is real. And ain't no joke. I still want to see you win. Because that's who I am. What do we think about that? Does it matter? Is there real beef in the Drew Barrymore League? Is that going to carry over to the NBA? I don't know. I think the Drew Barrymore League is fun and games. You know what I mean? And I'm staying humble. I hope. Even though I'm taking over Team Hold, I'm staying humble. Hi, Tandy. Do you post these same DMs on your stories when you go at haters? I do, actually. You can ask Mike. I've told him a few things in the DMs before, with many caps and many exclamation points. This is real. You in the big leagues now, Mike. You can ask him. Hello, Vince. It's okay that you're late. Hello, Vincent. Again, sorry, that was 2 times. Hello, Vincent. And there's Poker Pro Eric. Can't be a stream without our boy Poker Pro Eric. And you know, I saw Poker Pro Eric made a comment the other day, which I actually I liked quite a bit. It was when we can talk about that for a minute. It was when we were talking about the employee collecting stuff. And so, okay, hold on real quick. Damon wants to see the Judge Jacob high five. I have mixed feelings about this right now because I do obviously want to play that video. I don't like, there's no part of me that doesn't want to play that video, really, to be honest. But I kind of want Mike to be able to enjoy it together. So I don't know. Do we play it? The fact that he's not there doesn't matter today? Or do we wait for him to play it together? Maybe we play it anyway, and we get Mike on after his wedding when he's all glowing and having a great time, and then we'll do it. But anyway, Poker Pro, during that stream with Mike, with Janie, with Packrip Ewing, the candy-eating Packrip Ewing, and my boy Steve, Intangible, we were talking, and Poker Pro said, Tandy is a boring bastard. Poker Pro was like, Tandy used to be boring, like watching paint dry, like waiting for my wife in the car for 15 minutes. That's what Tandy was to me. But then I realized that Tandy is the Norm Macdonald. And now I think he said of this generation, which is a bit too much, I got to say. I am not the Norm Macdonald of any generation. However, I will accept the nomination of being the Norm Macdonald of NBA Top Shot YouTube analysis. Yes. Oh, yes. I like it. Don't print that. All right, you bastards. You want me to play it? Well, lucky you. Because I couldn't upload almost any videos to this thing. You know why? Because Mike has literally 97 videos uploaded in the back end. Things like this.
Who's ready to yell?
Videos like that. 2-second videos like this.
When packs.
Like I don't even know what these videos are, but now I get to play with them because I got the keys to the castle. I got them. So, on that note, you guys want to see the handshake? I'll bring you the handshake.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Chat's gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird. What, Judge?
said it couldn't be done. Tandy drops on team hold. I only had 4 spots to drop on this on his background, on his library, but I did it. I didn't delete a single video. You guys want me to play all the drops? Here's the thing. I don't have I could only put up 4 videos. So we can do a Roham. We'll wait till that's a little more natural and we'll drop a Roham. Um, but yeah, that's the video. And I think Mike didn't see that video live because I believe he was preparing himself for the live event the next day. But we will definitely analyze that with Mike live when the time is right, when he's back from his wedding and just chilling, getting married and having fun. And I don't know how many of you are. Why am I not in Mike's house? That's a good question. I don't know how many of you have gotten married, but here's my advice to Mike. Mike, try to like take deep breaths and try to actually remember the party because it goes by so fast. You don't realize what you're doing. You don't like you have all these friends and family together that will probably never be together again until like somebody dies, which is kind of a morbid thing to say, but that's kind of the reality. Or unless you all have the same friends and somebody else gets married. And like this is one of the only times that you're all going to be in the same room together, but your adrenaline is going like 1,000% that it goes by like this. You don't even realize what happened. And then you look back and you look at videos and photos after the fact and you say, "Oh yeah, huh, I didn't talk to that person at all. Oh geez, they look good." So Mike, if I could give you any advice for your wedding, try to slow things down. Try to take time. Take time. Go sit down with people. Talk to people. Realize that this is a very unique time when all these people are going to be together. Enjoy that. So there we go. There we go. I don't have the sheet. I mean, I'm going to have to like upload it and delete things at the same time. That's going to be difficult. So We the People has had a bad marriage. Marriage is a life sentence. Take it from an expert. Yeah. You know what though? This is going to be the marriage advice stream apparently. But like this is the way I see it. Any partner is going to have their warts, let's say, right? So you got to find a partner where their bad aspects of how they behave or how they treat you or whatever is tolerable, and their good stuff really makes you happy. Because that bad stuff is always going to be there. It's always going to rear its ugly head at times. It's never going to be perfect. So yeah, this is the relationship advice episode. And the other thing too is once you get married, boundaries start to change because you are no longer that single bird that's flying in and out of the cage, right? Now you're kind of the cage has now been fortified. So what you want to do when you get married is you want to kind of figure out what your boundaries are. Ideally, you've been dating someone for a while, so those boundaries are already kind of in place, but those boundaries only get more difficult to create after the fact. So that would be my other piece of advice. And Vincent says, live life to the fullest, follow the vows. Be my advice is happy wife, happy life. Here's the problem with that though. Because I can't name names, but let's just say I know people who also subscribe to that. And although that is true, that when your wife is happy, you will be happy, it doesn't mean you should like cuckold yourself and your own joy to make your wife happy, because then you're going to become a shell of who you are. You have to respect yourself. You have to continue doing the things that make you happy, continue pursuing your own hobbies. And remember that sometimes a little bit of distance makes the heart grow fonder. So do your things. Don't be glued to your partner because that can only lead to bad things, especially in the pandemic, COVID. People are like on top of each other. There are a whole lot of breakups. Not to talk about breakups during Mike's wedding week, but COVID, pandemic, people on top of each other, breathing down each other's necks. That doesn't lead to good situations either. All right. All right. Yeah, people wish they had this advice beforehand. Sorry, you should have subscribed to Tandy Time on YouTube. Uh, find someone you can tolerate. Beautiful stuff. Thank you. I should officiate that at Mike's wedding. Do you tolerate Kelsey? Yes. Kelsey, do you tolerate Mike? Yes. Do you realize that Mike will continue to annoy you in ways you may not even perceive right now? But he will annoy you and it will get worse. Do you understand this? Yes, I do. Mike, do you understand that Kelsey's things that she does currently that piss you off will increase or get worse over time? Yes, I do. Okay. Well, I pronounce you man and wife. You may now sit down on a couch next to each other and scroll TikTok and share things that are funny. And Mike is not going to call it. Come on now. Come on. And I use cuckold educationally. Yep. Mental health drop. You know what? You're right. This is a good chance to use that.
I'm sorry this didn't come with a hand job. I just don't think it's included in the airdrops. That's stylistically, that's tough to include that in an airdrop.
Thank you for reminding me about the clips. I might forget about the clips. There's literally 100 clips back there. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I don't know which one's the hand job one and which one's the other one. I kind of just do whatever I do here. So let's see. I'm gonna check. Did I get a DM from Dez Bryant? It appears that I did not. It appears that I do not have a DM from Dez Bryant, but we're not gonna lose hope. We're gonna keep on. We're gonna keep hope alive. That's what we do. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, we can talk about the employee collecting stuff if you'd like. So I thought maybe I'd talk about this last night, but the sticks here in New York get very dark, and at night I don't have a good spot. So for that reason, I'm out. For that reason, I'm out. But I think next week I should be able to do one on Tandy Time on YouTube. I'm gonna have to plug that a few more times. get that link in there. But yeah, let's talk about the employee collecting thing. So here's the thing. I talked about this already, but like the timing, right? The timing confused the hell out of me. Even though we do know that it was going on for a while. So I realized that Jacob actually breadcrumbed this for a while, in various, like on Twitter, on Spaces. Uh, no, this is not a Fitbit. This is a Xiaomi Chinese one. They're tracking me. They know everything about me, and they're using it against me. Um, Jacob told us for a while that like they're trying to figure out a way for employees to collect. And like I said on the stream the other day, but I'll have a couple new points too. Don't worry, guys. We're not just going to play the greatest hits. But well, like the thing to me is that the gray area. We are a very reactive bunch. And I felt like some of the commentary that came across, and Mike did a good job, but sometimes things come across a certain way when you're live, and then you revisit them and you think, maybe that's not exactly what the kind of messaging that maybe I wanted to get across. But when I made that point, it seemed like the people on the stream were like, I can't believe we have to listen to people who don't read, who don't like truly understand what's going on in the policy. But I think that kind of smooths it over in a certain way. Whereas like people who object are not only people who don't read. People who object are also people who have the same concerns that I had, which are basically upside versus downside. What is the upside versus what is the downside? Because we are such a reactive bunch, and not just Top Shot, but the NFT crowd on Twitter in general is incredibly reactive. We're addicted to Twitter. We're addicted to information constantly. I saw on my Twitter account, now it shows you how many tweets you average per month. And that is a scary sight, folks. I think oh Jesus. I think I averaged like 550 tweets per month. Thank you to Mike Zakarian in the chat. We got a new member. Appreciate that, Mike. So yeah, I think I average like 550 tweets per month. That's a lot of goddamn tweets. And that also shows you how addicted we all are to this shit. We are very much addicted to Twitter. And part of being addicted and on a platform 24/7 is like you feed off each other. And sometimes you feed off of negative things. You feed off of negative emotions. And often that's kind of what blows up. And that was my biggest fear. So when we had this idea that, the people complaining on Twitter are these people who don't truly understand what's going on, that to me, that was an oversimplification. And for that reason, I'm out. No, just kidding again. But for that reason, yeah, there's this whole gray area for people who are not just total dummies, are not just total smooth brains, but are people who are concerned perhaps about that greater possibility of a gray area of something that just looks wrong. It doesn't even have to be wrong. It can just look wrong. That can be enough to hurt a project in a major way. If any of us have learned anything over this entire NFT bull run and now bear run. It's how little things can potentially make huge, huge damage to a project. So that's why I ask, when that is what our downside, our potential downside can be, then what is the potential upside? Is employees knowing how the platform works, albeit in a restricted manner, so they don't truly know how the platform works. If they know how it works in a restricted manner, is that enough to offset this potential downside? If something just looks wrong, if a employee gets a low serial, is that enough? Is that enough? You know, and a point that Packard made as well was like when he in between eating candy, he said when I or in between shooting outside basketball for 2.5 minutes on Twitter, uh, in between I don't know, but when he joined the platform, he didn't have any thought that he'd be able to collect again. And that's the whole point here. And I didn't make that point on the stream because poor old Tandy was just, hold on. I think we have a guest that wants to talk about this.
Tandy was absolutely crushed. No one was paying attention to Tandy because Mike Zakarian, he was muting Tandy, he was blocking Tandy. It was typical team hold mainstream media. Mike Zakarian, he was in the bed under the table with everyone there, and he was blocking Tandy because he was afraid that Tandy had the real deal. He had the truth. The silent majority. The silent majority that knew that the employee collecting might be a bad idea, folks. Might not be all it's cooked up to be. Might taste like a Trump steak that's been left outside for one too many days. Or like a Trump water where it tastes like plastic, 'cause the plastic has leached into the water, folks. If you get sick, it's not my fault. Not my fault. But that's what happened. It was, hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Chat, be quiet. Excuse me. Chat, you're rude. Excuse me. Believe me, folks, this is Tandy was muted because Mike Zakarian couldn't handle the heat. But that's why we're here now. We're here now. We're turning the heat up ever so gently. And Mike Zakarian can't do anything about it. Sorry, Mike. Can't do anything about it. Sorry, Mike, you sorry son of a bitch.
All right. As I was saying, the point I was trying to make before all that was that Packard said he wasn't ever expecting to collect on the platform. And that's my whole point. When people were getting hired to work for Dapper Labs, to work on NBA Top Shot, arguably one of the most exciting projects on the internet, in the entire NFT space. People can't stop talking about NBA Top Shot, whether they are fudding it or pumping bags. NBA Top Shot is in the zeitgeist forever. Whether it's the Bored Apes saying how much better their ape drawings are than NBA Top Shot, and financially, yeah, that might be the case. Let's not talk about that, right? But the point is, NBA Top Shot is a premier offering in the NFT space. And once you take that job to go work on NBA Top Shot in any way, you're working on the marketing like Packard, you're working on the curation like Austin and Brandon, whatever. You take that job knowing that you can't collect anymore, and you still take the job. You still take the job because it's fun and it's exciting and it's probably well paid, and it's something that you are the in that case, the upside of being on Dapper Labs, rubbing shoulders with NBA superstars, with Doris Burke, with Magic Johnson, with all these NBA players, being flown around, being like basically revered by an incredibly intense community on Twitter, etc. People that both hate and love you, but it's exciting as hell. And you get to form the future of this product. You accept the fact that you can't collect anymore. And that's a big point that, I didn't make. Packard did mention it, but that's my point. That's the payoff. That's it. So why do we need to now muddy those waters when in this case it could be potentially a bad result? We don't know. It could potentially be a bad result. So why muddy the waters? Just enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy having this job that you love. To me, that should be enough. I mean, if I had to pause collecting, even to not be employed by Dapper, but to be able to consult for them and just be able to go inside of like the trusted circle, I would probably do it. I mean, granted, I'm not making crazy purchases on Top Shot, but that's the other question as well, which is like how many employees are going to be making crazy purchases on Top Shot? If you go and look at the employees beforehand, like Packard was probably spending the most money out of any employee because most of those employees built their bags when things were a lot cheaper. And John makes a good point, which is the exact point I made, which is why this is such a good point. John, you're a genius. Can't they have user panels, focus groups, or something? They can't understand the collector experience any other way. That's because I believe that is more just about it's about a couple different things. First of all, it's about collecting is fun. That's what Packard said. It's fun, and they want to do it again. Whether you agree with that or not is your decision. The other point that was made is that they can't attract top talent that is collecting on Top Shot, because that might be true. You might have people that are so crazy about this platform and believe so much in this platform that they're dropping thousands of dollars a month. And one day they decide, you know what, I want to work for Dapper now. But then you don't necessarily want to lose that guy that's buying all those moments either. So then what's the resolution to that? So that one is a little bit of a challenge, I suppose. But again, I still think it's just you just got to decide which one would you rather do. And not only that, but we have this thing called flow, right? Flow should align with however well Dapper products are doing in theory. I don't think that it really has. I think it has to do with something about supply and how much supply there is and how much supply is incoming and unlocking for people who got it early and whatever else. I don't understand it that well. Maybe there's some crypto bros in here that understand it better. But if you can't buy Top Shot stuff, then you could pour your money into Flow, or you could pour your money into some other NFT project. But what would be kind of cool is if Top Shot and Dapper and All Day and UFC, let's say, didn't share information. And if you just believed so much in the product, you could go dump money into one of the other ones, let's say. But again, I think it's a balancing act. And I'm losing my voice, getting a little froggy over here. So let's just play in typical Mike fashion. Let's play a mental health check, and I'm going to clear my throat.
But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do.
You know, that one's kind of on brand, right? I'm on charge today. You can't tell me what to do. Mike Zakarian, new member. All right. Big ticket. They didn't seem to understand supply and demand until Twitter went nuts about a second Bruce Brown 60K. If employees were collecting and playing, maybe those things wouldn't be foreign to them. I don't know, man. I think this is kind of an easy out. Don't you? Shouldn't it be obvious? You know, people make threads all the time on Twitter before like people went crazy. And again, that's another reason to have focus groups. You could have a focus group once a week. There will literally be probably 500 people who would want to be inside of that focus group every week. And every week you could probably have somebody like Poker Pro Eric talking about Bruce Brown and why there are too many of them, etc. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit of an easy out for them. I don't really agree with it. Blake with the conspiracy theory. It's all PACRIP. This whole policy is PACRIP. I've been telling you all this. That's the LOL for those who aren't aware. He tries to act like it's not all him. Ooh, but he's not trying hard enough, is he? I can assure you all, it's 100% him. Well, it might be PACRIP kind of leading the charge, but I guarantee you that other people want to collect. I guarantee you that Steve wants to collect, Brandon wants to collect, Jacob wants to collect. I guarantee you all these. I bet Janie even probably wants to collect. Collecting is fun. Like let's not get it twisted. Cracking open a pack is fun. So I want to send one message real quick. Sorry, guys. So cracking a pack is fun. No one can deny that, and that's the reality. And I think that's what they miss. So Brent is trying to pump his bags. Jump shoot. It's good for employees to empathize with their customers, but the Top Shot employees' Top Shot experience is going to be different than how we collect. And that's a really good point. That's a really good point. And that's why I don't really get the argument. There's a WNBA allow list today for those who are interested. Cracking common packs is not that much fun. I actually 100% agree with you, although they can crack the loot packs, right? As long as they don't get a legendary, I believe, something like that. And yeah, I agree. The base threes are not fun, and that's what they're going to be cracking. So then maybe it's not about cracking the packs. Maybe it is about buying the players they want to buy. You know, Tommy, I'm going to put it in the chat. My TS is Sapo Verde, aka Green Frog in Portuguese. I made my account when I was in Brazil. Josh, the employees should only be able to collect commons. Other stuff is too scarce. I think that this is like, I would agree with this as well, but I think that the people who wanted employees to collect, I think the idea was they want employees to collect the more expensive stuff because then their bags benefit. If every employee goes and buys up LeBron S1 finals, then Josh's stock goes up. Yeah, so I don't know. Thank you, Brent. It is a green frog. It is deep. It is deep. And is Sandra Joshua's lady friend? I feel like she might be. She might be LOLing the S1 LeBron reference. So anyhow, we talked about Dez Bryant building. We talked about Mike getting married with a little bit of marriage advice. We watched the fist bump. We had Mike join as a new subscriber, which was great to see. And we talked about employee collecting. Here's something else that happened. Oh, we got a giveaway. All right, great. Sending over a Dame for a giveaway. So let's I'll go load that up right now. And let's see if we can make this work real quick. I am loading. Here, we'll play a little video in the background. How about this one?
I'm sorry this didn't come with a hand job. I just don't think it's included in the airdrops. It's stylistically, that's tough to include that in an airdrop.
We played the hand job one already. You see, this is what happens when you take the wheel for the first time. All right, so that Lillard didn't come in yet, but we will keep an eye out for it. I know you guys probably would love to do a duck race, but I don't have it set up. So I would have to do some real weird thing because this is the Team Hold channel. This is not Tandy Time on YouTube. Check it out, everybody. But yeah, maybe there's some way. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to do like the randomizer thing, unfortunately, guys. If you want the duck race, you know where you have to go. Tandy Time on YouTube. Giveaway. Here we go. So team Greg Dunbar, that's the team. Morning Marketplace. And what text should we use for a giveaway? I guess we'll do Quack. We should do Quack. You know what we're gonna do? Actually, we're gonna do Tandy Time. That's what we're gonna do. Because we got to promote more than Mike Weisberg. That's my goal today. Promote my stream more than Mike Weisberg promotes his stream. That is the goal. So hashtag Tandy Time, because we got to shill ourselves more than Mike Weisberg does. Because if you ever paid attention, anytime Mike Weisberg is on a stream, he mentions boards to buckets approximately 1,500 times. Boards to buckets and on the break pod. See, I just did it for him. So Matt is saying it's for the technical aspect. They should have a simulator or dev environment. If it is emotional or sentiment based, just pull a trusted focus group. 100% correct, Matt. If it's for learning how hard it is to collect trade tickets, as was one of the examples, first of all, that could easily be done if you had a bunch of people just talking to each other. And second of all, you could also do it in a testing area. You could see it. You could just it could represent any player. You try to buy 100 of them, and you see how difficult it is. That wouldn't be that hard, would it? So Tandy, hashtag Tandy time. How many we got? We got 39. You got to like and subscribe to the Team Hold stream, this stream, to be eligible to win. Like and subscribe to the Team Hold stream, and you'll be eligible to win. So that's the deal. That's the deal. Let's see what else we got. All employees should open packs live so everyone can see what they get. That's a good idea. If we were looking for sort of a compromise in the other direction, I don't hate that, because if there's one thing we don't need, it would be more RNG FUD. Because it's literally playing with fire. To be like, yeah, we're gonna open this up to however many. How many employees are there? I think 500 employees. 500 employees are gonna open loot packs. And when that employee gets a rare low serial, but not number one, and everyone is losing their damn minds on Twitter, we're going to say, read that policy. Read that policy if you're upset. And that doesn't make sense to people that are, unfortunately, very emotional and people who have been burned by the RNG in the past. So sorry, guys, but we got to keep it real here. Mike might be afraid to keep it real, but Tandy time. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say here. That's right. Got to subscribe to Tandy time. Oh shit, I messed that up. Thank you, Devilar. You gotta if you subscribe to Tandy time, something amazing happens. So let me go find that real quick, because I gotta pump my bags real quick here. So let's see. Any day now, right? Any day now. Any day now. Here we go. Okay. So subscribe to Tandy Time. The link is in the chat. You got to subscribe if you want to be eligible, all right? If you don't subscribe to Tandy Time, then you're a bad person.
As I was telling everyone earlier, when you watch this stream, you get filtered. But Tandy Time keeps it unfiltered. Unfiltered, okay, folks? Excuse me, chat. Excuse me, you're rude. You're a very rude chat. You should watch your mouth. You should be ashamed for talking like that inside of this stream. Inside of this beautiful, big, and terrific Team Hold stream, you should watch your mouth. You should watch your mouth. You're incredibly rude, incredibly disrespectful. This is locker room talk. If you subscribe to Tandy Time, you get a Tandy handy. Whatever that means, Eric, I'm not familiar. That sounds like locker room talk to me, though. But you get a Tandy handy, as well as a very limited edition flight on Trump Airlines. Trump Airlines. As soon as Trump Airlines is back in the sky, you get a flight. The best flight you've ever had. The smoothest flight. Many people say not a single minute of turbulence. Just fantastic food, fantastic drink, and just fantastic flying. With only the best pilots. I hand select them myself. They all have to be incredibly hot. Hot women, very little clothing on. That is what we do for the pilots and for the women serving you food and drink on Trump Airlines. Thank you.
So let's see how we're doing here. We have 49 entries, 83 in the chat. Not the greatest ratio. Not the greatest. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, look at the Irish. I don't think I can do an Irish Trump. Oh, it's going to be terrible if I do that. Okay.
You're a wee lad, aren't you, Tim? You're a wee lad. And you know what? It's terrific. that you're a wee lad and you like your cabbage. We're going to have some cabbage after you have your Trump water.
All right, sorry. I'm sorry, but Mike gives me the keys to the Mike gives me the keys to the car. This is what happens. Tandy handies are too dry. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know who you could ask about that to either confirm or deny. I feel the friction. Oh boy. I was surprised actually we didn't see any of that from Pack Rip. I was hoping that we'd get some of that on that stream. All right, so let me refresh. Do we have our Dame? We do have our Dame. Ooh, it's a nice Dame. Who wants to see this Dame right here? You silly bastards that aren't liking and subbing to Tandy Time and liking and subbing on this stream. It's a 7,500 Dame Lillard. That is a nice highlight. 75 hundo. I remember when those were a lot of money. So, what are we doing? Cringeworthy? It's the chunks. Come on, man. This has been wonderful. I'm having a wonderful time. Yeah, there we go. Mike just entered. If Mike wins this, it'll be a wonderful example of what can possibly go wrong once Packer Ewing is pulling number 2 rares instead of number 1. So why don't we remind you again, Tandy Time, hashtag Tandy Time, and that URL again is right there in the chat, my babies. And we'll keep this going. We'll keep this going a little longer, and then we will run that. So let's see what else we got here. Here's something interesting, actually. Here's something interesting. I will share it with you. Let me share it with you. Here it is. So there was a tweet. Oh, I can do an LG impression. Hold on. Got to make the beard a little thicker. There we go. Ooh. What's up, everybody? Today is August 8th, and we are going to talk about the new NFT project from the Tamagotchi. The Tamagotchi project, as you know, when you were collecting Tamagotchis in grade school, Tamagotchis and the First Mint have joined together to release 500,000 Tamagotchi PFPs. And we will talk today to the founder of the Tamagotchi PFP. His name is Ruggy McRuggerson, and we're going to find out all about everything Tamagotchi related. Bang 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 bang. All right, let's check it out. So LG asked, where are we at in terms of things that were planned? We are in August. Have we had a Flow airdrop? No. Is Flow on Coinbase? No. I'm not even sure about that. We have bidding. We have crafting. New NFL season. Well, that hasn't really technically started, right? And yeah, that's where we're at. And great projects funded with that 785 million. I think there are some projects that are getting funded. We do have Instagram. I have no clue if that's going to be a win or not. I really don't. I don't use Instagram that much because I'm addicted to Twitter. But then Gregor Clegane, aka Cleganes, who's currently in Chicago, who made a tweet about how Chicago pizza is dog water compared to New York pizza, and I'd have to say that's true. I've only had Chicago pizza at Uno, Chicago Pizzeria, and I gotta say, can't say that it's as good as New York pizza, not even by a long shot. What we could talk about is Brazilian pizza, but I don't know if we have time for that today. But anyhow, here is something that was shared at some time, I don't know when, But the flow credit is scheduled for the end of August to coincide with Dapper's integration of Flow on their Dapper wallet platform. So here's my only question though. Isn't you can't use Flow on the wallet currently? I thought you could. But anyhow, big point here is that truckload of Flow. And by the way, I was thinking about this the other day. Is that truckload of Flow? Oh, sorry, I'm still LG. Is that truckload of Flow a truckload of Flow that comes to our wallets? Or is that truckload of Flow a truckload of Flow that goes to the greater wallets of all Top Shot users that are KYC'd? Because what if though? What if the flow that we all get is not quite a lot at all, but it's actually flow that's going to everybody, and everyone's freaking out about this truckload of flow, but at the end of the day, you might only get $15. All right. People want some community. We'll give them what they want because that's one of the few videos that I uploaded. Bah, bah, bah.
We love the community.
Clegains, aka Dapper Employee. We got the conspiracy theories out. Close my DMs. Oh, I'm gonna start getting the Chicago pizza DMs. Weisberg is here. Boards to Buckets on the Break Pod. Go subscribe. Boards to Buckets on the Break Pod. 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 Let's see here. Oh, are people looking at my DMs? What's going on here, guys? You got me shook. Did the look-in make it? Oh, it didn't. It didn't. But you know what did? Roham. And if we're trusting Roham for this flow drop, then let's do the Roham drop.
Rohan.
There we go. And do we have beta? We don't. See, guys, I'm gonna have to like live delete and upload right now, which is gonna kill me. But I'll try. I'll try. What do you guys want? 9 Lives Lounge or you want beta? I'm just gonna hope that you want 9 Lives Lounge. Let's see what else we got here. What else do we have here? Are you with us all week? No, Jump Shoot, I'm not. You're gonna have other hosts this week. You're going to have, I think, Weisberg on the Break Pod Boards to Buckets. You're going to have TST probably, I think, yes. Actually, Jeb, I'm sure you'll have. Maybe you'll even get a little Dunbar talking baseball. Who knows? Maybe. Did the 9 Lives Lounge get rugged again? How's that for multitasking? Yeah. I'm gonna have to help these other hosts with some drops. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna be playing the mental health hand jobs all day. I'm telling you, this coffee is very good. This is not my usual coffee. This is some like mocha thing. You guys like chocolate? I'm a big chocolate guy. So where we at? We're almost at an hour, guys. We did it. I'm pretty proud of everyone here. Pretty proud. Doing wonderful. Doing fantastic work. Just very proud of all of you. Incredibly proud that we were able to do an impression of Trump. We were able to do an impression of LG. Not a great guy. No, I'm just kidding. I love LG. You know, LG was in Portugal. Right when I left Portugal, LG and Phil arrived in Portugal. And I wanted to do whatever I could do to see them, because how often are LG and Phil in Portugal? But Mama Doucette booked their flight so that they literally arrived in the city and immediately flew out of there. So I couldn't see them. This was sad for me. Who are you? Who is who? Regulator. Who are you? You better be damn something when you earn your keep on the street. Jump shoot. Is that in regards to Phil and LG ghosting my ass? Flying in, being like 20 minutes away from me and ghosting my ass? You know who else ghosted my ass? Mike Zakarian ghosted my ass. Because I was in New York. I'm in upstate now. I was down there and I was driving from New Jersey all the way. So I was upper New Jersey, Cliffside. I was going from New Jersey all the way to Forest Hills in Queens. And I was going to pass through where Mike Zakarian lives. I said, Mike, let's meet. He said, sorry, Tandyman. I got to go run wedding errands. I got to go get my mani-pedi done. You know, the manly one where it's clear, but the nails are still nice and soft and well trimmed at the ends. And I said, all right, Mike, but for this, you know what you owe me? Give me the keys to the castle. Give me the Team Hold StreamYard login. And he said, you bastard. Fine, take it. And here we are. Here we are. Hello, Rock and Roll. How are you, sir? Mike says, you ghosted me first. This is my show. Mike, you're booted. You're blocked. No, it's true. I was running all around. You know, that day actually I was moving a bunch of things out of my storage in Brooklyn. And of course that goes way longer than you think it's going to go. Then my son is freaking out and my wife is nauseous and I'm like, Mikey boy, can't do it. My wife's like, I'm not driving across that bridge by myself. And you know what? I honestly don't blame her because driving from New York to Cliffside, New Jersey is a verified pain in the ass and dangerous. Lanes just switch up on you. It's no good. So for the sake of the safety of my vehicle, I elected that I would drive my family home. So that's it. Those are the dirty details. But that's okay. We'll do it again, either in somewhere else or back in New York again. Right? Yeah, you know, the best way to work through interpersonal relationship issues is where one person has the mic the entire time. Thank you, Jump Shoot. Ghosted by LG and Zakarian. I was also ghosted by Judgy. Judgy lives not very far from where I was staying. I know he doesn't want anyone to know. Judgy thinks people are going to like sneak up on him outside of the bushes. But yeah, relatively close. But Judgy is so busy with that super draft stuff that Judgy couldn't meet me either. So I think the only person that I probably will end up meeting is my friend Pack Drip, aka Standy. You heard it here, folks. Pack Drip, aka Standy, because Pack Drip is the biggest stan we have. Raptor News, yeah. You know, that's the thing though. Whenever you go to like New York City, or at least in my experience, there's never enough time. It's too big. There's too much stuff that, you know, my other people in my family want to do. It's just hard, man. It's hard, man. Eric, man, way better than Zakarian. The Knicks and I managed to not catch any strays this stream. That's true. I didn't say anything bad about the Knicks. All right. I guess you're lucky this time, Eric. But you know, speaking about the Knicks, I was really looking forward to seeing Jake Paul get knocked out by an actual boxer, Hasim Rahman. And the next thing we know, the event gets canceled. They say that Hasim Rahman was too heavy. Seems like he was ducking. And that was going to happen in MSG, the home of the Knicks, the greatest arena on earth to watch losing teams every season. Am I right, Eric? I gotcha. All right. So where am Pack Drip? Whoops, here we go. Where's Pack Drip and I meeting up? Well, I think the idea right now is I'm going to be driving through Hartford tomorrow. So we're thinking about meeting there. But Pack Drip also mentioned that he might be in Boston at some point. So Josh, I know you might be in Boston, so we should all just try to meet up, have a little drinky poo. So worst stream ever. And I look like I'm in a hostage video. And Top Shot debut Randall was around $37. My bleeding heart. I bought that thing for so much money. and there's definitely a video in here that I want to play because Randall is one of those players that just he overperformed by such an incredible amount, and now he's just a schlub.
Regular season Randall.
People still think those fights are real. Yeah, I think that fight was real. All right, guys. Well, we're about an hour. Let's see where we're at. Like the stream, subscribe to this stream, and subscribe to Tandy Time, which is in the comments. Click that link. Make sure you're subscribed. Got to take the easy wins wherever we can get them. And how many we got here? We got 64. 64. I don't even know how many likes we got because this StreamYard thing doesn't show it, and I don't feel like loading the YouTubes. But we have 64 entries. What do you say? 65. All right, so I guess we'll kill a little more time, a couple more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it. Well, we're right over an hour. I think that's about enough, right? And I really wanted to use one of the clips here, but I can't use it because it doesn't make sense. But I might be back next Monday, apparently. So if I am, I'm going to try my best to use it next Monday, unless Mike cancels me, which is very possible. Mike might see this stream and say, you know what? We just can't have that happen again. And he will just cancel my ass quicker than, I don't know, what's somebody that get canceled for something quickly? I don't know. Quicker than a guy holding a big fish cancels the WNBA. Am I right? That was something I wanted to actually talk about for a couple minutes. We still have a couple minutes. So first off, there was a clerical thing, a planning thing that Project Pat on Twitter wrote a big old tweet thread about the Rise With Us thing on Top Shot. Now, I don't pay that much attention to WNBA because my brain is small, and I can't. It is too much for me. I don't know enough about the WNBA. I don't know enough about the NFL for that matter. I don't track these things very much. But there was this Rise With Us thing. They said it was 15 circulation. Then they changed it to, I think, 20. Project Pat wrote a very long, beautiful essay, and in return, they stopped it in its tracks. So that was good. I mean, it's kind of troubling that someone has to go and make a tweet thread for people to stop things that probably shouldn't have happened. But, when is the next stream? It should be tomorrow, Jump Shoot. Same time, same place. Trump will cancel Zakarian. Yeah, we got to take it to him a little bit harder next time with Trump. Definitely a little bit harder. But one more thing I just wanted to share, which I thought was great. We can end it on kind of a simpy note. Let's share it right here. So Sue Bird is finishing up her illustrious career, one of the greatest WNBA players to ever do it, as far as I am aware. Even though we got the young players like Sabrina just crushing it now. From my little knowledge, this is kind of what I know. I know Sue Bird is an absolute stud when it comes to WNBA and a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. And Top Shot Collectors got to go hang out with her. Just super easy. Got to go hang out with her. She signed a jersey for one of these dudes, and that was super cool. And although it wasn't the NBA, this shows you what is possible. And this to me is what fandom, the future of fandom, is all about. Being able to hang out with a Hall of Famer who's about to go play in the game the next night or whatever it was, and you get to just chill out with her and take photos, take selfies, do some TikTok dances, all that good stuff. So that was really great and really good to see. And congratulations to everybody that was able to go there. I'm sure that was probably the experience of a lifetime. All right, let's go back to our giveaway tool. Here we are. We have 70 entries. And I agree, Eric. It was amazing. It was awesome. Will Smith, I don't know what that means, but sounds great to me. Here we go, guys. This is for the Damian Lillard 75 hundo, which could be very valuable this season. It does seem like Damian Lillard is coming for a comeback season, and knowing how vinyls can create flash challenges, that might be quite valuable. So here we go. Let's run it. Let's see if the RNG hits on Michael Zakarian. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Damon Belloni. Damon Belloni, you have won the Dame Lillard 75 hundos. So Damon Belloni, I hope you have not given up on the chat once the Trump filter came on. I hope you are still in the chat and you can put your username in the chat. It's a good question. How does that happen? There he is. There he is. He didn't give up when the Trump filters came out. You know, no joke. Some people give up when the Trump filters come out. When I do my stream and the Trump filter comes out, people leave the stream. Very upsetting. So ISO 8601. Let's do it. ISO 8601. So that Dame is coming your way, and thank you. I'm sorry, I forget now who donated it, but I appreciate that very much. I'd have to go scroll up to see who donated that, but I'm sorry, I forget. But that was very generous of you, and I really appreciate that. And that's about it, guys. What do you think? Should we spend the rest of our afternoon watching that intro again? No hate, Rock and Roll. You're incredibly talented. But I just like making that joke because Pete Oversaid made it, and it was funny, and now I can't let it go. So should we do it? Or should we use another video that I really enjoy that I wanted to use? And who knows, maybe I won't be able to use it next week. So I might just have to use it. Now I got to scroll up and try to find it. Okay. So Biden filter. All right, let's get the Biden filter, and then we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. Biden, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Something about Tandy. Hey man, when you collect on Papa Shot, and you open the pack of the Papa Shot, and the Papa Shot, there's always that piece of gum in the back of the Papa Shot, and then you take the gum off, and the gum powder is on the back. But you better be careful of the gum powder, because you put the gum powder inside of the old bullet there, and you shoot it off. And I got hairy legs. No one can take that away from me. But together we got to just think about how do we make Papa Shot a better time for everybody, so we can all just eat our cereal with just enough milk, not too much milk, just enough. Because when you do too much, it gets all soggy, and then the dog needs to walk outside. So I got hairy legs, and that's what hey, I think it's my nap.
All right. Well, that was President Joe Biden. Are we just gonna hang out and do impressions for another hour? I don't know. But you like Bernie? Bernie, last guest on the show. Bernie, can you come out, please?
Well, I am here in the beautiful upstate New York, where we have some of the most beautiful people in all of the United States, people that enjoy the great outdoors, people that are not obsessed with materialism, who respect nature, who respect the birds and the coyotes and the foxes and the hens. But you must keep the coyotes and foxes away from the hens, or you may see negative consequences. I must tell you that we like to use our fingers like this because we like to hearken it back to our good friend, the judgy. The judgy likes waving fingers around, and I do believe that he took that from me. And we are watching the number of viewers drop dramatically, which I feel is a hate crime towards myself, Bernie Sanders.
All right. Well, thank you, Bernie Sanders. I think that's probably enough. We're at like 70 minutes. That's probably enough. No mittens today. But guys, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I hope you all wish Mike a lovely wedding and a lovely couple of weeks of not having to deal with all of you. That's what we're hoping for. So with that, I'll play that intro again. I will call it a day, and enjoy the rest of your Monday and have a wonderful week. And we will see who gets to host the show tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Well, the top starts